The election has already started. Absentee ballots have been sent. We need to catch up rapidly. We need everyone here to get active. We need to be clear about what our goals are. We are not in a position to win the White House, but we do have a real opportunity to win something historic. We could deny Kamala Harris the state of Michigan. And the polls show that most likely Harris cannot win the election without Michigan.
Well, folks, Kaswami Sawant, she's a firebrand, isn't she? She's a pistol, no doubt about it. She was the one, I believe she's in Seattle, obviously a leftist, Marxist, socialist. She was the one that was very instrumental in bringing about the wage hike, which, okay, if you're a worker, yeah, you want to get as much money as you can, but then employers want to pay as little as they can so that they can keep profitable, so they can continue to keep their businesses open in Seattle. And she was very instrumental in closing down a number of stores, closing down businesses because they couldn't afford the rate hike in pay up to $22 to $25. It was just coming way too fast. And so she was very instrumental in crushing, those businesses. What you see here is, I'm going to bring about a clip. This is Dr. Abdus Hassan Salam. He is one of the people that put together the Abandon Biden movement, which people don't understand was completely different than the uncommitted movement. The uncommitted movement, folks, if you really want to get to the nitty gritty, were those people that were sort of signaling to the Democratic Party and Joe Biden, hey, we're just voting uncommitted to send you a message that, hey, you've got a chance right now to change your ways, to quit funding Israel, to quit sending bombs over there, to quit supporting the genocide, that you are purporting to say is happening in the Israeli defense of their homeland. So we can have a different discussion on whether it's a genocide, not a genocide, whether a country is fighting back, if there's war, there's collateral damage in war, all those things. Put that aside. That was the uncommitted vote, over 130,000. That was in the state of Michigan. But most of them probably were either going to sit it out or eventually come back to the Democratic plantation. The difference between Abandon Biden, which then became Abandon Harris, was that they want to make sure that they absolutely destroy the Democratic Party and destroy any chances at that time of Biden coming back, and now obviously with Harris denying her the White House. Go for it, Kashwama. Go for it, Miss Savant. Go, 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 baby. Go, girl. You go, girl. And so do you, Dr. Salam. Absolutely. And they're willing to say, because they already said, can Trump be any worse? Was there a genocide that started on the Trump watch? I don't think so. No, there wasn't. Were there any peace treaties that were drawn up by Donald Trump? I think there were. Let me see. There was one with Qatar, one with the UAE. I think one was with Dubai, I think. 3 of them, the Abrahamic Accords, right? Were there any wars during President Trump's time? No, I don't think so. Any genocide occurring during Trump's time? Were Hamas and Hezbollah and ISIS and Iran kept in check? Damn straight they were. Israel, were they kept in check? Damn straight. Now listen, folks, I'm the first one to say, I would love to have the discussion on whether or not the proportionality of the attacks in the defense of the state of Israel. We can always have that discussion. But I've always been of the mindset, I've always said, we should not be sending any foreign aid to any freaking country in the entire world at all. First, do for Americans and American citizens. Send that foreign aid. We need that foreign aid to be sent to our 50 states. Not to Israel, not to China, not to the Middle East, not to India, not to Pakistan, not to Turkey, Not to Canada, Australia, France, England, Spain, Portugal. No! No money, not to the UN, the useless nations, United Nations. No! Not at all. America first. Period. End of story. Not a single goddamn dollar should go to any other country. It should stay here in the United States of America. That's our hard-earned tax dollars. Damn it. Not theirs, it's ours. These swamp rats in Washington, D.C., and the legal way that we have allowed lobbyists to come in and take our money and spend it. We have now spent nearly over $1 billion on illegal aliens, housing them, feeding them, clothing them, giving them a monthly stipend up to $4,000 to $5,000 a month, putting them in hotel rooms, giving them a phone free of charge, can recharge at any time. And yet we got veterans that are sleeping outside on park benches, and then FEMA coming up and saying, oh, you know what? We don't got any money maybe to help American citizens with these hurricane situations. We'll give them $750. How's that? $750? That's all? And you're giving billions, billions, billions of dollars? This administration, the Biden administration, even gave billions of dollars to Iran, who uses that money to what? Foment terrorism, support Hezbollah, proxy war, which is what's going on right now. So, all right, I've gone off on my little rant. Let's go and take a look and see how this is going to affect the election. And then what want to do for you then is show you the state of the political electoral college map, and then go over what else is happening in the political world as it relates to the presidential race. So let's listen to Dr. Abdus Salam talk about what he's doing. And this is on the Do Dissidents podcast, folks. Two gentlemen on Do Dissidents. I don't agree with them at all. I think they're socialists, Marxists, leftists. But they are part now. They have joined the Abandon Harris movement and are urging people to back Jill Stein in the Green Party. And if she's not on there, to write her in on the ballots. So let's listen to Dr. Abdus Salam talk about what he feels needs to be done. And then we'll listen to the two gentlemen of Do Dissidents give their ideas as well. So let's go to that right now.
Rise and effect this guy hasn't heard of, apparently. Keith Edwards was the same guy who tweeted out the video of Shama Sawant, which went mega viral the other day. We did a segment on that. Shama saying, our goal is to rally Muslim and Arab voters to vote for Jill Stein in such numbers that they take enough support from Kamala to cost her Michigan and cost her the White House. And he bitched about that on Twitter, and it caused this very viral meltdown. Well, apparently he wanted to do it again. He says, breaking, as Dr. Jill Stein looks on, Jill Stein endorser Hassan Abdel Salam, who is the founder of Abandon Biden, now Abandon Harris, obviously, admits their goal is for Donald Trump to win the election. So let's take a look at this video.
Make no mistake that this rumble of abandon guarantees a failure for the vice president, the loss of Michigan, and the loss of the White House. That we can depose the leaders who sit atop a superpower, a success that will happen immediately when we know the results on the 5th of November.
So there you go. And look, Jill Stein looking on as she looks on in the background. Dun, dun, dun. This is, like I said, once again, this didn't go as viral as the first one, but 677,000 views. He really gets a lot of eyeballs on this as if this is bad publicity.
Now, one thing I just want to say here, folks, I predicted this so long ago. Go back in my video link. I'll put it inside there in the video links or whatever. But I predicted this a long time ago when the uncommitted vote was happening. And then when I heard about the Abandon Biden movement, I knew eventually that they were going to come together and there were two separate lanes that were going. And there were some people from the abandoned Biden movement and abandoned Harris. They're not losing anybody to the uncommitted. But you do have some uncommitteds that are now coming to the abandoned Harris movement or the uncommitteds. Some of them are still going to probably vote for Kamala Harris and Democrats, which I think is intellectual dishonesty, because if you truly believe that a genocide is occurring, there is no damn way that you can give your vote to the Democrats and Harris. You just can't do it because they haven't shown you that they're going to stop any of it. The bombings, they're not going to stop the arming. They're going to stop the foreign aid to Israel. They're not doing that. So I don't understand how you to me, are absolutely hypocrites and complete frauds and fakers and liars on the uncommitted side if you do that. Now, if you stay away and don't vote, I perfectly understand that. Perfectly. And to my friends out there in the community, you know who I'm talking about. When we argue back and forth, I know who you are, and you know who I am. You know where I stand. That there is no way that you can honestly vote for Harris and the Democrats if you argue with me that the Israeli government is committing a genocide upon the Palestinian people. If you truly, 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 truly believe that, and that's your argumentative position with me, then don't tell me that you're voting for Harris and the Democrats, because you lose all credibility on that front. Complete credibility is gone. Intellectual dishonesty, and you're just lying. I'm not saying you have to vote Trump, but you have other choices. You can vote Jill Stein, who opposes everything that you are basically saying that you want. Everything that you want, Jill Stein is offering. You may say, well, she's not going to win the White House, but where is your vote going then? Isn't there a moral indignation? Is there a moral objective to your vote? You're throwing morality out now because she can't win? Well, how about giving her enough votes to put her in a position where she does get 7, 8, 9, 10, 15% of the vote, and then really makes perhaps the Green Party stand out coming in, and you build upon that success. You build upon that success. Isn't that what am I giving you guys advice for? It's free advice, folks. That's absolute free advice. But I said this was going to happen. I said that they were going to try to destroy the Kamala Harris campaign. And a lot of my friends, oh, they're not. They're all going to come back to the Democratic Muslim plantation. No, some of them are staying on the Democratic Muslim plantation. No, some of them are. A lot of them are leaving, folks. A lot of them are leaving. Anyways, let's continue with these two leftists.
This is great publicity. Like we said last time, I've been wanting third-party candidates and activists to talk like this for the longest time. And you know, the reason I wanted to do this segment, even though the last one was admittedly similar, is because one point that I wanted to make last time that I'll make this time is that this is really a reflection of Shamma's skills as an organizer. Because Shamma was really the glue that bound together the abandoned Harris and the Green Party. The event in Chicago was not a Green Party event. It was not an abandoned Harris event. It was a workers' strike back event. So what Shamma obviously saw was she saw these two movements that were sort of gaining momentum on parallel tracks, and she used her organization to sort of fuse them into something that can be more powerful than the sum of its parts, and that seems to be working. And, you know, when we had Shamma on our show a couple months back, we had about a half-hour debate of sorts about the efficacy of backing Jill Stein, because at the time we were hesitant to steer people in that direction, and we still are hesitant to tell people to spend your last $5 on the Jill Stein campaign. I wouldn't recommend that, but we do now plan, both of us, to write her in on November 5th, and I advise everybody watching to at least take a few minutes to vote for her on November 5th, whether she's on the ballot or whether you have to write her in. But, you know, Shamma's point all along...
And I second, third, and fourth that motion, just so everybody knows, okay? So I really, Mr. Weiss and Mr. Dabular, great. I would love to come on your show and give you my opinion. So if this goes out to you guys and you hear about it, wonderful. It's the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm the host, Dr. Nasser. Love to debate you, or at least come on and give you my perspective of why I, as a second generation American of Indo-Pak origin, am voting for Donald Trump. And I always have and always will. Anyways, let's continue.
Was that we are going to use the Jill Stein campaign as a vehicle to organize an anti-war protest vote. And she really took these two movements and brought them together. That's what a pro does. That's what a winner does. And so, she turned out once again being right. I think she's played this very, very well. I think it was very, very smart to use her organization and her clout with Workers Strike Back to sort of unite these two movements that were kind of running on parallel tracks. Like, yeah, they both kind of had the same sentiments and the same attitude about.
So yeah, I just wanted to get a flavor of these two gentlemen here. I really like their podcast. I've started listening to it and whatever. Like I said, I think I would say, just from listening to them, that we are worlds apart on our views, socially, culturally, morally, politically, international foreign policy, domestic policy, right, left, liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, populist, elitist, all that. I would love to know. I'm on board with this, so there's agreement there. I guess that's a start. There's agreement there, absolutely. And listen, if there's a third party that pops up in the United States of America, hey, the more power to them. That's what we're all about in this republic. If they can get a third party up and running, hey, go for it. Go for it. There are people that are going to gravitate to that third party, absolutely. And there are going to be people that will take a look at that third party and say, you know what? No, I'm going to go with Republicans, Democrats, whatever else there is. Anyways, let's now go, and I want to just share with you the most recent RCP polling averages, give you that map, show what's happened. There's a new change that just took place. More electoral votes went into the column for Donald Trump. He's above 300 now on this latest flip. I'll show that to you in a few seconds. And then we'll see what's happening out in the Twitterverse and what's happening, all things political. Give you a rundown of what's been happening throughout the course of this day. So let's take a look at the RCP polling averages first, and we'll go from there. So here, folks, you have the latest RCP electoral map. This is with states that, this unweighted poll, no swing states at all, just what is the RCP polling average reflecting. And just on Monday, what did we have? Michigan flipped. PA already flipped. So Donald Trump leading in PA, slightly according to RCP, but now leading. Michigan leading. Going back to everything you just saw in the previous videos, Kashama Shawant and Dr. Abdus Salam and the people from Due Dissidence, what they were talking about. And then look at the latest, folks. Nevada. Aren't we hearing that she's leading in Nevada? Well, they're slowly creeping up to where I'm at. I'm at 345. Check out our other video links. 345 for Trump, because I'm saying that he's going to also flip what? New Mexico. He's going to flip Minnesota, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Virginia, and Nebraska too. Now, if he doesn't flip any of those, or flips a few of them, doesn't flip and comes close, would I be upset? Hell no. As long as he gets 270, that's all we care about, folks. You know that. But I just wanted to give you a sense of where the political map is right now on the 10th of October in 2024. Let's now see what's happening over the course of this day in terms of the political atmosphere, all right? So let's go to our friends at Twitter and see what's happening. So, folks, check this out. All right, check this out here. So, as we see here, folks, tens of thousands of Trump supporters. I mean, just take a look at this. This is not Colorado, folks. Waiting in line in deep blue Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. It just goes on and on and on and on. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. So here you have Vernon Jones basically berating Barack Obama. As we were saying, folks, this is 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning in Colorado. Just amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. Now, is Trump going to win Colorado? Probably not. Is he going to energize the hell out of the Republican voters out there? Abso-freaking-lutely. We're talking about down ticket races, all those enthusiastic. Every single freaking vote counts, folks. Every single one does. But that's just incredible. Let's see what else is happening in the world of politics. Go through this here real fast. Here's something. Look at this here. Remember we were just talking about that? Survey Muslim voters in Michigan. It's from the Council of American Islamic Relations. 40% Jill Stein. 18% Donald Trump, 12% Kamala Harris. He's winning by 6 points in Michigan, which is what I said was going to happen all along. He was going to get more votes in Michigan than Kamala Harris. All my friends, a lot of colleagues, a lot of friends, a lot of people in the community. It's never going to happen. I'm not saying across the board, across the nation, but in a battleground state, I'll take 6 points up every single freaking day of the week. And 40% going to Miss Stein. No problemos there. Oh, here's something. Biden just quit on live TV, addressed Donald Trump as president, and asked him to help the hurricane victims. Help these people. Who is the commander-in-chief of the United States right now? Folks, that just couldn't get any better than that. Couldn't get any better than that. That's right. That's what we want. Too big to rig. It's got to be too big to rig. Here's a African-American, a young black man saying what? The lawfare against Trump is backfiring. They're doing to him what they've been doing to us, says Wilbert Wilson, a resident of Detroit. Trump, he's real, he's strong, and he's the only one who can help us. He's already done it once. I want to see him do it again. There you go. There you go. There's Obama talking about what? Black men shouldn't be voting for Trump. Black men shouldn't be voting for Trump. Excoriating them, it's not going to work. Like this gentleman here says, MAGA has no race, no gender, no social status. MAGA is we the people. That's right. Oh, that is so true. That is so true. Yep. She's retarded. There's no doubt about that. Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg. here protesting like a moron. What an idiot. We don't need to see you anymore, honey. Go away. Go away. Here's something else. Every day, new polls come out showing the shift toward Trump. We can't become complacent. They will steal it if they can. We must make this too big to rig. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Just trying to see what else is coming through here. Scott Pressler doing unbelievable work in Pennsylvania registering voters. So he says she works at VFW, gave her 100 Pennsylvania voter registration forms. Life is awesome. I'm living in the moment. Way to go, Scott. Way to go. Oh, here's one. Agreed to do a town hall October 16th in Georgia. Going to be hosted by Harris Faulkner on Fox News. All women. Oh my God, this is unbelievable, folks. All women. The topic of the town hall is issues impacting women ahead of the election. This is going to be absolutely great. A few more things happening. Oh, look at this here, folks. Part of the tax cuts. Interest on car loans, fully deductible. Wow, wow, wow. Nice. Nice. Look at what these guys do, folks. Mayor Johnson defending spending $80,000 renovating the First Lady's office for her and her staff. People are starving to death. They don't have enough classrooms for Black Chicago, school kids. But they got money to pay for illegal aliens. They got money here, $80,000 to spend for his wife, redoing the house over there for her and her staff, for the First Lady. Yep. Does anybody care? Residents rise up in Chicago. Come on, you know how to vote. Vote red. Unbelievable. Look at this here. A stack of ballots being taken out. Primary day this past September in Somerset, Washington. Hands the election worker a stack of mail and then takes him in her personal vehicle unattended. Just unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Just a few of the stuff that's libs are freaking out. As they said, he's visiting Aurora, Colorado. Libs are freaking out. It's glorious. Another black woman on the Trump train, folks. On the Trump train. And here's what happened. This is so true. This is so true. Dems are struggling with men of all races. What does Obama do? Goes out, insults them. Nice. Real nice. Excellent. That's exactly what needs to be done. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I'm your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow. You all know what to do. Take a look at our video links above and below. My final thought is always, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.